Hey YouTube, this is going to be one of my budget knife reviews. This knife is the Marttiini number 17. Right, Marttiini is a company in Finland. Right, you've heard of Mora, you've heard of Hella. Well, Marttiini is Finland's homegrown knife company. They make traditional Scandinavian type knives. Right, and this knife for $22, which is what they sell for on Amazon, around 22. This knife it's amazing how much high value you can get out of this knife. It has a traditional Scandinavian grind, which I'll explain. All right, and before I do that, let's just, let me say, this is one of the absolute sharpest knives that I've ever got right out of the box. This thing is sharper than some freaking $200 knives, all right? You see that this is extremely thin catalog paper. All right, YouTube, you saw that. The edge on that, it's nearly a mirror finish on that edge. All right, and it's almost impossible to show this without the light freaking out the camera. But just one quick check that out, man. All right, that is a Scandinavian edge, which means there's no edge bevel, right? The primary bevel is there, then the grind, and that's it. The grind goes completely until it just becomes the edge, right? I try to explain it by saying it's almost like that whole thing is one giant edge. And that is a traditional Scandinavian grind. Now combine that Scandinavian grind with the Bowie tip design, and you have a winning knife. The blade length on this, 4.6 inches in blade length. All right, and it has a Kraton coated handle there, cast metal guard. Let me show you the sheath real quick. Excuse if you hear cars outside. I'm trying to film this during the day for some better lighting. All right, Marttiini of Finland. Right, this sheath is a bushcraft type sheath. You see there's a belt loop right there. And as you can see, it overlaps the handle. It overlaps about 2/3 of the handle to keep it secure. Right, it does retain the blade very well. All right, the rear quillion, makes it easy to unsheath the blade. All right, so that's the sheath. Awesome knife. Alright, now let me give you a few comparisons with other blades. First of all, this is, it says inox, which is French abbreviation for stainless steel. It might be other countries too, language, but it's a stainless steel. It's actually 420. Now before you, remember, it is a $22 knife, but 420, well, take a look at this knife. This is my classic buck knife, my buck 110. Has a lightweight handle, but it's the same design. And this uses 420. All right, so don't, just because it uses, not like a super expensive steel, you can get a lot of use out of 420. And, one of the reasons they use it is it's really easy to sharpen, and you saw the edge on that. I mean, that was crazy sharp edge. Alright, and I tried to find a knife to compare it to, that has a similar length. You can see this is my Benchmade drop point rant fixed blade. Kind of a similar length, almost around the same blade length. Both outdoor type knives. Alright, so that's just a little comparison. And this came super sharp, but I have to admit the finished knife came even sharper. right? And in case you don't like, maybe you don't really like stainless steel, they do have carbon steel knives. This is a Marttiini 571 from the same company. This is high carbon steel, that blade. Scandi edge drop point. This is kind of their smaller, it's a smaller size, more around the size, a little bit bigger than a Izula, I'd say. But they're the size comparison of the two Marttiini blades. I am going to review this 571 because this is a great knife itself. This is like maybe $15, and it's worth every penny, dude. So I will review this in the future, another budget blade. But for now, there's a size comparison. Now the weight on this blade, I go by feel. Okay, I'm not ruled by the numbers. All right, but let me just say this is an extremely lightweight feeling knife. All right, feel incorporates the balance as well, but it basically feels feather light to me, especially for a 4.6-inch blade. Right, and there's just so many good things about this knife, but mainly I like the Scandi grind combined with the Bowie tip design. The handle also provides an excellent grip. It is Kraton rubber coated and with crossed hatch texturing. But overall, I highly recommend this knife. For $22, you're going to get a lot of use out of it. The primary use of this knife would be outdoor light utility, outdoor survival / bushcrafting. If I need a heavy outdoor knife, I have a K-Bar Becker knife that has about an 8-inch blade, so if I'm carrying something that's more medium size, it is because I just want light utility. That's all I need for that particular outing. All right, so this would do the job quite well. Highly recommended. All right, so I hope you enjoyed getting a look at this Marttiini number 17. Whenever I find a very high value knife like this, I'm definitely going to try to pass it on to you. Stay tuned for many more videos. I'm out of here.